Welcome, 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 welcome. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Wherever you at, I welcome you. Thanks for being here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me on this good Sunday. Today is April 7th, 2024. And shout out to you because you could be doing anything. You could be watching anybody, but you're here with me. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. Top shelf for nothing, always. Welcome to Heaven on Earth, the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind, and it's a safe space for everybody that has an out-the-box philosophy. Over here at Heaven on Earth, we don't believe that you have to die in order to get to heaven. That's why we use personal development as a vehicle to get heaven now. I want you to understand that you can get heaven now. Heaven in your finances, heaven in your health, heaven with your babies. You can get heaven in all things that you touch. All you have to do is be real. Remember this: reflective, enlightened, accountable, and most importantly, be limitless. Personal development is for everybody. A Lamborghini is not for everybody. A Maybach is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to get a mansion. Everybody's not going to get a crib in Malibu. But personal development, though, that's for everybody. Personal development is for the rich man, it's for the poor man. It's for the dark-skinned girls, for the light-skinned girls, for the woman with red hair. It's for the fat guy, it's for the skinny guy. It's for the gay, it's for the trans, it's for the straight. No matter where you are, personal development is for you. All you got to do is reach your hand out and grab it. I want you to keep your babies close. Most importantly, be patient with people in your life that you're in a relationship with it. Whatever that looks like. Relationships, tricky, right? So be patient, right? Try not to give each other such a hard time. We're all learning about this love thing as we go. We're all learning about this friendship thing as we go. So be mindful of that we're learning on the fly. And even though we're 40, 45, 50, some of us, we're still babes, right? So be patient with each other. If you know my catalog, you know I got some body bags. If you know my catalog and you've been rocking with me for a minute, from Facebook, YouTube, wherever you know me from, you know I got some classics. This is one of those conversations today. This is one of those Coin Gang, Heaven on Earth, classic Ken Billions conversations today. Because today we attempt to connect dots that seem like they're separate. And hopefully, in this conversation, you hear something that you can take and you can use, and you can look in the mirror. And hopefully I say something that helps you better understand the world you're looking at. Before I start, go ahead and give me a like, give me a share, and we will begin. Today's conversation is the modern day gender war hack. Why nobody wins when the family feuds. It's a long title, but I had to title it like that because seriously, nobody wins when the family feuds. The gender war conversation is a family feud. Male and female, man and woman. What is the issue? What is the conflict? Is it a battle for power? What's the issue? How come guys and girls can't seem to get along, can't seem to agree? You got guys saying they no longer want to deal with girls. You got girls saying they no longer want to deal with guys. I respect it. But understand, nobody wins when the family feuds. Today's conversation is the modern day gender war hack. The longest war on the planet isn't what's happening on the Gaza Strip. And you know, they get busy over there. And it seems like they've been at each other for a very, very long time. Since I can remember, and I'm 40. But that isn't the longest war on the planet, though. The longest war on the planet isn't capitalism versus communism. Seems old, right? The longest war on the planet isn't black versus white either. And it seems like race has been an issue that we've all been dealing with. And it seems like that has been going on forever. The longest war on the planet isn't God versus devil. You like, damn, it seems like God been around forever, right? And the devil been around forever. And those two seem to can't get along. You know, playing with Job, and you got the devil causing mischief and God doing his thing, right? And it seems like they've been at odds for millennia, right? That isn't the longest war on the planet either. The longest war on the planet is man versus woman. But the interesting thing about that war, the interesting thing about the war between man versus woman is there isn't a war between male and female. The war is between man and woman, but there isn't a war between male and female. Many years back, I'll say 2018, 2017, 2018, definitely 2019. I was tweaking with some ideals, right? And I was putting them in the public space, and I was using a word to describe our body as the human meat suit. You hear anybody say meat suit? That came from me, right? I've been doing this a minute. Don't go off subscriber count. I've been a lot of places and influence some of your favorite content creators, right? So the meat suit is what I call this avatar, what I call this body. And I started to think about something is I shared a commonality with male dogs, male lions, male sharks. Females shared a commonality with female bears, female lions, female grizzlies. But what is something that we have the ability to do that the other males and females in nature can't do? Is that we can change our state of consciousness. They pretty much stay the same, right? And we have a commonality when it comes to meat suit. We do everything that they do. They reproduce, they get angry, they get sad, they need food, clothes, and shelter. So do we. So what separates us from males and females in nature? We have to be different because we have the ability to reflect, and we have the ability to self-actualize, and we have the ability to change states. Don't think physically, right? Physically, they're stronger than us, but we have something that they do not have. We can look in the mirror and say, there I am. The meat suit is pre-coded, right? The human meat suit is pre-coded and the animal meat suit is pre-coded. What does that mean? Is in the body, you're going to have an emotional experience. So there is this crazy ideal that females are emotional and males are logical. No. If you are in a meat suit, there is never a time when you are not emotional. Can you rise above your emotions? Sure, but that is not the natural state of the human, right? The natural state of the human is to always be in your feelings. That's just the design of the meat suit, okay? So the human meat suit has to go to the bathroom, laughter, right? You get afraid. And these are things no one taught you, right? Your body takes waste and discards it. You don't have to do nothing about that, right? Right? Your heart beats. You don't control none of that. The cells in your body, you don't control none of that. So your human meat suit is already pre-coded to behave the way it does without you saying anything. You don't have to command your body to use the bathroom. It does it on its own. You can hold it, but eventually shit happens, right? Everything about your meat suit is doing. Now, the masters figure out how to manipulate their meat suit and they begin to command it. But for the most part, people on this planet are slaves to their biology, right? The male and the female are the same, right? They both are existing in a meat suit. The male and the female human has a lot in common with the rest of the males and females in nature. We're not that much different than animals, yet we have a skill, an ability, and a state that they can't achieve. So the war is between man and woman, but there is no war between male and female. Male and female represent the body. Man and woman is something else. Man and woman is an achievement. It's something that you achieve. It's not something that happens biologically. Biologically, you don't become a man. And biologically, you don't become a woman. Everything that happens to you biologically is already pre-coded in you. Man and woman is a choice. You heard? Sit with that. Right? Man and woman is a choice. Male and female is strictly biology. You have to choose to be a woman. You have to choose to be a man. And it is not easy to change the state. The ape meat suit or the gorilla meat suit is not that different than the human meat suit. Same biology, pretty much, in terms of food, in terms of anger, in terms of emotions. They pretty much have the same needs, yet they can't change their state. Right? Sure, they shed, they go through physical transformations, right? But the man and woman go through inner transformations. They become something different on the inside. Man and woman is not about how you look. Man and woman is a state of being. It's a becoming, but not physical, something else. And there is a master key system on how to unlock that potential. Every male has the ability to be man. Now, whether he unlocks that, that's different. Every female has the master key system to become a woman. Now, whether she unlocks that, that's different. Right? All right. Now, I want everybody, I'm going to walk it back to grasp the concept. Think conceptually, right? You have been taught that having a family, going to work, and providing for that family makes you a man. If I was to strip away the family and strip away the job, Are you still that? How come things can happen in society that affects your manhood, right? That's because what they consider man is something very social, doing for other people. That's not what makes you man. What makes you man is an inward path. What makes you man has nothing to do with the outside world. Once you achieve being a man, it cannot be robbed or stripped from you. It's not based on your income. It's not based on what a female thinks about you. Once you achieve man, you never stop being it because the path is so hard. Once you get it, you got it. Same with a female. Giving birth doesn't make you a woman. A period doesn't make you a woman. No. Going against your human meat suit makes you woman. The fact that you can fast, the fact that you can suppress human urges, that's telling you right there that there's something in you that separates you from the rest of nature. There's a female dog, female human. They have a lot in common. How come the female human can go inward and become something, but the dog can't? The female human can rise in state and know herself and change herself, right? Let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like catching a taxi, right? The life that's in you is basically catching a taxi. Your body is the taxi. Your body, your meat suit is the vehicle, right? Look at your body as a car, right? Or a taxi, and something is hopping in and your body is moving around, but there's something in you. Everything about our reality teaches you to be human. It doesn't teach you to be anything else, yet you have a being inside of you. We know this because when you die, something leaves. That breath is a being. That breath is the breath of life. Once that breath enters into something, it gives it meaning. It starts to animate it. The breath of life is the extraterrestrial. The breath of life is alive. What do they tell us? We are spirits having a human experience, not humans having a spiritual experience. So if we are spirits having a human experience, conceptually, what does that look like? Imagine on the day of your birth, you are the taxi, your body, and the breath of life enters your body. Cool. Your parents spend a lifetime educating you on what? How to be a human. The life in you came from somewhere else. You have to learn how to be here. You have to learn how to take care of your period. You have to learn how to wipe yourself. You have to learn etiquette. You have to learn decorum. You have to learn culture. You don't come here with it. Do y'all understand the concept? Right? So the breath of life enters the female, right? And the meat suit gives her a period. She gets jealous. She gets anger, right? The breath of life enters the male. He has anger. He has jealousy. He has capacity for laughter, things like that, right? But what separates the male and the female human from the rest of the animal meat suits on the planet? It's the male and female. Inside of them is a life that has potential to be more. right? Many people have heard internal monologue or the voice, or how is it that you can hear thoughts in your head? How is it that you can see with your eyes closed, right? How is it that when you sleep, you can move around? How is it that you have deja vu? There's moments where you feel more alive than others. Now think about this. The more we eat, the more we drink, the more we indulge, is the more we become human, and we hear our voice less. How come when we fast, when we detox, all of a sudden certain senses open up, right? You have a different clarity. When people tell you, oh man, they're just distracting you from the real shit that's going on in the world. What's that? Right? Knowing about the real shit is the distraction, right? Anything that takes us away from waking up. I'm not talking about woke. I'm talking about actually waking up to the life that's inside of us beyond humanity. All the things in our environment teaches us to be a better human, right? Teaches us to be offended, teaches us to be Democrat, it teaches us to be Republican, it teaches us to be racist, it teaches us to be Christian and Muslim and Catholic and Protestant and Lutheran. All of that is the human experience. None of it is designed for you to go travel the inward path to wake up the real you. Why do they tell us that when we die, all of a sudden this junk DNA activates and we come alive? Right? You never hear a boy in school when they ask him, what does he want to be? He never says a man, because we automatically think we become it through biology and our physical features change. You never hear a young girl say, hey, when I grow up, I want to be a woman, right? Because we think that when she has a period or gives birth, that makes her a woman, but it doesn't. The same way you need study to be an engineer. You must study to become a doctor. You must study to become a lawyer. How come you don't have to study to be a man or a woman? There has to be a distinction between a male and a man. And it has nothing to do with the fact him going to work, bringing food home to people. That's not it. There has to be something independent that belongs to that individual that goes on the path. There has to be something that makes this female a woman that does not have to deal with her giving birth. There has to be something on her individual journey that makes her woman, right? It can't be a menstrual cycle, because that happens to all the female humans. It can't be the fact she can get married, because that is the ability of all female humans. Being a woman is something that most females won't achieve. Being a man is something that most males won't achieve. The human meat suit, male and female, is different than other meat suits because we have a life inside of a life, right? We have a life inside of a life. So we have this, and then we have never get caught up on the comings and the goings of the things that happen in the human meat suit. Oh, there's a gender war. Not with men and women. Oh, excuse me. The gender war is with men and women, not males and females. Males and females are the same. Males and females are the same. right? If you're dealing with any biases, you're not dealing with man and woman, right? If you're dealing with any biases and you put one over the other, you're not dealing with the occult. Spirituality is not biased. The occult is not biased. You can't deal with the shadow and say man is better or woman is better. Those are states, right? They're states, yet they are at war with each other. And I'll get into that in a second. Many people attempt to separate males and females, Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, Princella, but they are all the same. Males and females are concerned with the things of the body, right? The male wants to copy himself. That's his concern. That's what he feels like his purpose is, right? Make copies of himself, right? The woman or the female, realizes that the male wants to make copies of himself, right? And what does he do? What does she do, right? Which is smart. In exchange for immortality, he gives her resources, right? That's all body. That is all body concerns. That has nothing to do with the knowledge of yourself at all, right? So the male is in constant struggle. I need to shame the female. And then maybe she'll open up her legs and give me access to mortality. And the female's like, I don't want to sweat. I don't want to work. I don't want to do all that. The world is a scary place. In exchange for immortality, you do all that, and I'll give you children. Right? The war is not between males and females. The war is between man and woman. Man and woman is at a different state than male and female. Male and female are only concerned with things of the body. These podcasts trying to elevate females over males, listen to it. It's all about body. Cannot be true occultism if you deal with bias. The male podcast, if you listen to it, is all things of the body. Oh, she's from the streets. Oh, the divorce rate. Oh, child support. All body. Nothing to do with the interwork. Nothing to do with becoming a different state. Nothing to do with the master key of unlocking the life inside of the life. Body. The male wants to make copies of himself, and he feels like that's his purpose, right? That's his purpose, to reproduce, make a lot of himself. Body, right? The male is terrified to go extinct. And in that fear, you cannot know thyself. Because going extinct is not the worst thing. Not being able to look inward is the worst thing that can happen to you. Getting caught in the life and death cycle is the worst thing that can happen to you. Repeating this plane is the worst thing that can happen to you. This is not the only plane of existence. So when you don't know thyself, you keep repeating this. This is a very low state, right? But we come here for a reason. And we come here to find a mirror so we can look not at glamour, not at our haircut, at ourselves. We look at signs and we look at symbols. Hopefully, those signs and symbols wake us up. Something on the inside of it. Something on the inside of us is asleep. But they teach us that true waking up is taking a red pill and learning the nature of a female. But that's not true enlightenment. That's not true knowledge. True knowledge is the knowledge of your own self, not Monsanto. That's cool. Not uh, MK Ultra. That's cool. Project Bluebeam. That's cool. That's jazzy. You can get jiggy in the conversations when it comes to debating, but that's not knowledge yourself. Listening to hours of John Henrik Clarke talk about history is not knowledge of myself, right? The female wants security, afraid, right? So you use the male, protect me from other males, right? Work, 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 provide for me. And in exchange, give the male immortality in exchange for resources. Both the male and female are scared to death. The female is scared of noises outside, right? The female is afraid of not having attention. The female is afraid of not being secure with her environment. The male is afraid of not reproducing himself. The man and the woman do not have those concerns. The woman is not thinking about security, and the man is not thinking about reproducing. They are states of consciousness. Okay? I am drawing a line in the sand between a female and a woman. And I have drawn that line since 2019, 2018. There is a line in the sand between man and male. Okay? The war is not between males and females. When you hear these podcasts and the girls are and the dudes are they are two wings on the same damn bird. Has nothing to do with knowledge itself. The war is between man and woman. Stay tuned. I'll get into that in a sec. The changing of the states, we can use a word that I know many of you are familiar with now. The changing of the states from male to man, from female to woman, the changing of the state is alchemy. Okay? Conceptually, right? The changing of the state from male to man, from female to woman is alchemy. This is a very simplistic definition. The process of taking something ordinary and turning it into something extraordinary, sometimes in a way that can't be explained. That's a very simple way of how it is, the real definition, which is to turn base metals into golds and to deal with the philosopher's stone. But this is a very mundane definition, right? Alchemy, the science of understanding the structure of matter, breaking it down, and reconstructing it into something else. And when you do that, you are an alchemist. An alchemist is a person who believes in alchemy, an ancient tradition that believed in creating the mythical philosopher's stone. The philosopher's stone refers to a grain that can help change molten lead into the purest form of gold. I am saying that the gold here is being a man, and the gold is being a woman. Going from a lower state to a higher state is alchemy. It's something that happens on the inside. The male and the female are not doing that. They're not changing their states. They are in constant entertainment, right? They are in constant arrested development in terms of their true potential. The male's true potential is not to be a husband. The female's true potential is not to be a wife. The female's true potential is not a BBL or glamour or her image, right? So much investment females make on how they look, but not on the life, not the life on the inside, right? These platforms are not teaching females how to go inward. They're talking about men or males, excuse me. They're talking about glamour. They're talking about femininity as if it's on the outside of her. The male platforms are trying to get the female in check. The modern woman this, the modern woman that. And when she behaves better, the culture or the community will be better off if she would just control her sexuality, if she would just listen to guys more, if she would just read her Bible, if she would just act like our grandmothers act. As if the male problem is on the outside of him. Both the male and female are the same. They're in constant fear. The male is in fear of not reproducing, and the female is in fear of not getting security. They are the same. But the man and the woman, in order to achieve their state of being man and woman, they have to confront that fear and rise above. See, when you rise in your state, that's what you'll be able to rest on when your money is low. That's what you'll be able to rest on when the supply chain has issues or the gas price rises. You'll be able to take a deep breath and adapt to whatever's going on. You understand that you did a different type of work, so you're not easily triggered. You see the world different. When you become man and woman, you don't give a damn what happens to this planet. When people are talking about they want to come here and it's their job to raise fallen humanity and fix the world, that's male-female shit. The world ain't asking for that. When the earth wants to fix itself, it will. The earth is not tripping on none of this. Because if it is, it will get your ass up out of here. Right? Male and female are concerned with the shade room. Male and female are concerned with gossip. Male and female run to see when somebody gets exposed. Two wings of the same bird. Right? State. State. Present state, desired outcome. Present state is male, female. Desired outcome is man, woman. How do you get there? How do you get there? Now, man and woman represent different states from male and female. In order to change the state from male to man, a male, must be, look how programmed I am to say man. Programmed to just say woman. No. Right? In order to change the state from male to man, a male must be able to suppress his humanity. What is that, Kim? What is my humanity? In order to rise from male to man, a male must conquer, number one, trying to police a female, thinking you are the moral guide to a female. Mm-mm. Trying to be the lawgiver on the planet. Mm-mm. Trying to control nature. Oh, a bird, I'm gonna make a plane. Oh, fish, I'm gonna make a submarine, right? This is why male don't know thyself, because we're steady trying to conquer the bird instead of admiring the bird in all of its beauty. We want to change the nature of the bird, right? And we lose ourselves from that. Instead of looking at the whale and admiring the whale and its grace, we want to capture the whale, kill it to understand it, right? Instead of looking at our counterpart, instead of looking at females and their beauty and their differences and admiring those differences, but understanding we're the same, want to change her. Oh, there's a problem with your emotions. Not understanding that we're in a meat suit as well and we're emotional as well. The male must conquer his humanity, impulse, anger, the need to reproduce. What if you are a guy that is not designed to have babies? Can you find meaning in fathering other things? There's other things on the planet that you can give your attention to that would actually grow better than you being a father. If it's true that the majority of people on the planet are going to be average, why are most males in a hurry to have children when your child most likely is going to be nothing special? No diss. We all want our babies to be special, and they are special to us. But I'm talking about, what is the odds of you having a genius? What is the odds of you having a LeBron James? What is the odds of you having a Elon Musk? What is the odds of you having a daughter that is a great thinker? What are the odds of it? The odds of it that is that the majority of males are going to give birth to children that are average and below. So why are you in a hurry to do that? You never thought about that because you're probably thinking that you're going to produce Bo Jackson. Most likely you're not. And that's okay, right? What if that's not your purpose? And you are just operating in the fear of going extinct, right? What if that's not your purpose? The need to sacrifice yourself for the country. You want to pay the ultimate sacrifice so humanity can go forward. Why? If the rich is going to get more rich and the poor is going to get more poor, what is your sacrifice for? Your patriotism, right? You feel like that makes you man, but it doesn't. What makes you man is looking at your true fear, going inward, looking at your insecurities, your doubt, your limitations, your mortality, your deviancy, going inside and going on the real hero's journey. Spend some time inside, not outside. You can lift weights all day, but what's inside of you also is a life that requires attention, that requires nurturing. In order for a male to become man, you must give up humanity. If a comet comes here and blows us to pieces, so what? If humanity does not have a future for 1,000 years and this is it, so what? The reason why many males make so much of an earthly investment is because you don't know that you're something else. In fact, what's inside of you is limitless. What's inside of you is not prison to space or time. What's inside of you knows no bounds. What's inside of you, the life that's inside of you, has more potential than your physical body. You might be 5'8", but what's inside of you is a giant. You might only got $100 in your bank account, but what's inside of you is abundant, right? But you don't know that that exists, right? Because most males are told to follow heroes. Jesus, Muhammad, Noah, David, Achilles, Leonidas. They give the male heroes, right? And the heroes teach you to stay on earth, sacrifice, do this, do that. It's all about earth, right? None of the heroes given to the male deals with the supernatural. It deals with strength and brawn and running that burning building and save people, right? 300 about valor, right? Give yourself, right? No hero tells the male to go inward. You think your manhood is connected to you dying for something that you don't even know is real or not. You think your manhood is working a lot of hours. You think your manhood is connected to physical suffer, right? But not in the way that you think. The suffering of you of becoming a man is so you unlock something on the inside. Not I'm working hard so I could get a promotion. There's another promotion that you don't know about. There's another promotion, right? There's a spiritual promotion, right? For the female to become woman, she must give up humanity. Number one, the average female sees herself in a group as one body, as one woman, or one female. You think you're all the same, right? Having the same experience. But you're individual. Your desire for attention keeps you away from being a woman. Your crazy narcissism of thinking that you are a prize. How are you a prize when the female body decays? Woman does not depreciate. Females do. Bars. What do I mean by that, Ken? Woman is a state. Female is the body. And if you think that's a prize, just pay attention to these males' heads when the 21-year-old walks in. If you're physically the prize, watch what happens when younger youths walk by and look what the male does, right? If you think this is your prize and you make all of your investments in your face, in your body, you are missing out on something that lives forever, because woman does not depreciate. It does not matter how old you are. Woman only increases. It does not decrease. Female decreases. What's keeping the female away from being a woman is jealousy, comparing. Oh, she's lucky. She's lucky. Look what her dude gets to do for her. You compare your life, right? But the journey is on the inside. The same female you're saying is lucky is bankrupt on the inside, but you're not going to know that until later, because it's all about the now in the body. In the male and female body, it's all about right now. Man and woman is able to see further. The female can't achieve womanhood because she needs male covering. You need male provision. You need a male to think for you. You need a male to work for you. You need a man to feed you. You won't get your own gun. You want him to do it. You won't get your own food. You want him to do it, right? You need his attention, right? You need him to validate you so you can show your friends the ring. You need him to make you honest. That keeps you away from womanhood. Because what if he divorces you? So he takes the ring back. And what if he takes the house? And what if he takes the car? Right? What if he takes your babies? Now what? Now you can't post no pictures online? Right? Now what? I just told you, woman does not depreciate. Right? No matter what the male does, it doesn't take your womanhood, because being a woman is a state that you chose and suffered for. You suffered on the inside because you rose above your jealousy. You rose above your need for attention. You rose above the need and the craving for a male covering, right? You rose above your inflated sense of being important. Let me tell you something. Check this out. You could take it or leave it, because these are females talking to you. If you're listening to a female, she's telling you that you're the prize over the dude, she's dealing with bias. She cannot be a true teacher, because she is taking your body and saying it's better. It's about knowledge of self. Knowledge is the prize. That's an op. Someone making you feel good, right? Because you need to hear that. You need to, well, I'm the prize. No, you're not. Knowledge is the prize, right? And the prize cannot be something on the outside of us, something on the inside of us, right? If there is a male telling males that he is better than the female and he is this, that's an op, bro. That's an op. That's an op. He's feeding you something that you desire and you need because things that have happened to you in the past. I get it. Elijah Muhammad said the black man was God, right? In an attempt to try to get the heroin addict off of dope, in an attempt to try to raise the person. That's an ego boost. Because how can you be God, but you can't go through the prison walls? You can't be God and a nigga could slam the prison door shut, right? You can't float through the walls. So the females telling other females, yeah, and these dudes, this, sis, you the one and all that, that's hip ass shit. You cannot be an occultist. I said it because you're dealing with bias. Occultism is about what's hidden, right? Y'all talking about how people look. Y'all putting one gender above another gender. But guess what? The wind blows everybody's house down. When the earth shakes, everybody's affected. If the female is really the prize, how come nature don't say so? How come the hurricane blow her ass away too? How come the forces of nature affect the male and the female the same? Cancer don't give a damn that you think you the prize? The male is the leader and all that shit. Well, goddamn it. How come when you go to the beach, the ocean just it knock you over, leader? You can't take that nowhere in nature. Real nature. People talk about nature all day and don't be in it. No sun gazing, no hiking. They ain't been to no forests. Don't play with, you don't look at bugs. People dealing with astrology and numerology and then come talk with a bias. Master key system is the male suppressing this bullshit. It's very difficult. I struggle with it sometimes. The reason why I say a woman, you can't decrease, the man can't decrease, because we only go up. It's a struggle. It's an everyday struggle. Does that mean when, as you're on your man journey, you're not going to eat food? Does that mean, am I telling you to be a priest? Hell no. What I'm telling you is this ain't it. And you can be more than what you are. And there is something else behind the meat suit. And when I'm telling the female, whoever is listening, shorty, you better go on another path. Because when the grift is over, you're going to be looking for another chick to look at. And she going to be stroking your ego, telling you that you the prize. Or a trick is going to be telling you that you the prize. But if they loved you, they would give you a mirror. If they really rocked with you, they would give you a mirror. Not to look at your makeup, beloved, to go inside. Because there is another you. And that you, now you check your bag, you taking trips, and you take your womanhood with you around the world, right? You radiate because there's a light in you that shines outward, right? That's the true makeup. You really want to look good, sis? Shine on the inside. I know that shit sounds hella corny, like, yeah, nigga, whatever. Yo, shine on the inside. People will ask you, what's your makeup routine? And you ain't even got none on. And you're going to need that inside shine because we're living in uncertain times. And you can be a doomsday prepper all day. None of us are prepared for what's coming unless you go inside because, as the world gets more chaotic and crazy, sometimes the offensive strategy is for you to sit still. Sometimes you making a move is no move. You're only going to know what to do by going inward. So the male has to rise above his humanity. The female has to rise above her humanity, right? Males and females are at the same state and they are not in conflict with each other. The war is between man and woman. Now, you've heard me say that the male and female is not at war with each other. The man and the woman is at war with each other. How? The man and the woman are at war with each other because of their states. They haven't figured out how to coexist with each other's state. The man and the woman have it figured out how to coexist in this new state. The male and female know how to coexist. The man and the woman don't. Because even though it's a knowledge of self journey, you still have to coexist, right? They haven't figured out how to coexist with their state because the man and the woman have not written a new normal, a new reality. Once the man reaches man, once the male reaches man, once the female reaches woman, you still live in a 3D reality. Both haven't figured out how to write a new story. So eventually their pendulum swings back to what they know. Because where do you go from here? Once you become a man, you must write a new story that does not include a female at the center of what you're doing. Once you become a woman, you must write a new story that does not include a male at the center of your story. That's the war. Because this new normal is, how do I coexist in this new state of being a man without applying old shit to my counterpart? Meaning I can't be a man and police women. I can't be a man and talk about body count. Not the man that I'm talking about. That's male shit. Right? I can't be a man without allowing the female that has reached womanhood to be responsible for her own life. Is she fail? That's not my business. That's not my concern. You are out in the world in the free market, right? As I rise in man, I have to write a new story, which means that the woman is also in the market. And I compete with her like I compete with man. Ooh. If I charge him $10, I charge her $10. She doesn't get the feminine discount. You know why? Because that's disrespect to her. She ain't lesser. So if I charge him $100, I charge her $100, not $75, not $80. No, you get the same price as him. As a female, when you rise in your woman, right? The man is your competition. Don't get it twisted. All right? You have to write a new story. The man and woman is a knowledge of self journey, right? But when we're in the world with each other, it's respect, right? But the man is the competition, and you're not looking for him to save you. Get your own gun. Get your own knife. You're not looking for him for leadership. You're not looking to him for provision because you have achieved womanhood. Can he share knowledge with you? Yes. Can he share resources with you? Yes. But in reciprocity. Ain't no take. Right? Ain't no take. Ain't no, oh yeah, you a dude, so you supposed to do that anyway. No, that's female. That's female. The man put something on the table, you put something on the table. He put two, you put two. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Value goes with value. The reason why the man and the woman are at war with each other is because as you rise in state, You don't know how to coexist now. You don't know what to do now. So you put paint where it ain't. So when you rise and you dealing with the woman, you begin to treat her like a female, meaning that you're making love to her and expecting her to be attached to you. What if she don't call you the next day? What if she don't call you? You're making love to her with the expectation to create some type of codependency. That's male shit. When man and woman meet with each other, she ain't trying to suck his soul out. She ain't trying to take nothing from him. He ain't trying to take nothing from her. They come together in sharing, right? He gives, she gives. And the energy is infinity, right? And if they never see each other again, we're here for a good time, not a long time. You must write another story. Rising in your state of man, you don't expect somebody to do your laundry. This is simple shit, right? It's trivial, but then again, it's not. You don't look at her because how she looks and say her place, right? Her place is in the kitchen. Not if she ain't a chef, right? And she should want to make you food, not obligated to make you food. She should want to make love to you with her own agency, not obligated to make love to you. On the flip, the man should want to give you his money, not obligated to give you his money, because guess what? I'm man, you woman. We same. Right? Same. Right? Right? Same. Man and woman is a state beyond the body. Man and woman exist above the neck. Man and woman is personal development. The man is not the prize. The woman is not the prize. What makes the prize is the work, not the people. The work, the knowledge is the prize. The tool that we used to become is the prize, not us. Right? The tool that the male uses to become man is the prize. The tool that the female uses to become a woman is the prize. The journey is the prize. The path is the prize, not us. When you individually start thinking that you are a prize, you are on a lower state. That's male and female. It's shit that you need to tell yourself. The reason why I know the male's not the prize and the female's not the prize, because when the cops pull the male over, he cannot work his prize. Hey, I'm the prize. How the fuck you get locked up? Right? The female can't be the prize because the prize don't beg for $40. 30 weird numbers. Let me borrow $17 until next week. Right? I'm joking, but I'm serious. The prize ain't the people. We're not dealing with no ego, right? We all have an ego, but this is not about that. The prize is the work. The prize is the path. The prize is the finish line, right? The prize is the experience, right? We must write a new story because them old talking points don't work. A man is supposed to be this and that and that. Says who? And a woman is supposed to be this, that, and it. Says who? Says who? Says who? How you going to tell me what I'm supposed to be? How you going to tell her what she's supposed to be? You don't know what's inside of her. You don't know what's inside of him, right? You'll know what it's supposed to be when it starts being watered and it starts to grow and develop, and you can make a guesstimation on what it will become. But you don't know what he's supposed to be, and you don't know what she's supposed to be, and you dealing with the meat suit. You're talking about what their body should be, but there's something else inside of them that you haven't taken account for. That this comes from somewhere. You do not get breath from your mom and dad. You don't get soul and spirit from your mom and dad. You get biology from them, but you don't get that from them. That's independent. This is how you can look like your parents, but you're different. This is how you can look like your brothers and sisters, but you're different. What is making you different? That's consciousness. That is real life. This is life. That's a thing, right? The gender war is a war with self. When a male becomes a man, he must master the female parts of him. When you're looking at the gender war, suppose that's a war with self. That's an unbalance. When a female becomes a woman, she must master the male in her. I told somebody recently that the female that's inside of me is Summer Walker. I got a ratchet bitch in me. I'm an occultist, so my brain can go there, right? The female, the woman, has a male in her. How, Ken? How is that possible? Don't two energies come together to make you? So how could you be one thing? On the outside, you have the genitalia of male, but your mother must represent herself somewhere. Two things created you. You mean to tell me you're one? You came out as one thing. No, things are in pairs, seen and unseen. On the seen, you are male. On the unseen, you're female. Father, mother. On the seen, you female. On the unseen, you male. Mother, father. You cannot bring two things together and the thing comes out one with no representation of the other thing that created it. So what we're experiencing is a war with self. Anytime females are talking to each other, these males, males this, men that. That's unbalanced scales because they have a male inside of them. To know him is to know yourself. I can never listen to a guy talking about women this, females that, blah, blah, blah. To know her is to know myself. True occultism is to look behind the thing, and then behind that thing, and behind that thing, to be able to lift it up and look underneath it, to be able to look from an aerial view, look from the side, right? Look from this side, right? The path to manhood, you must master the female in you, right? And most likely it's a ratchet chick inside of you. For most women, what's inside of you is a pookie. It's balance. It's higher self, lower self. It's balance. For dudes that sleep around, what you think that is in you making you do that? You think that's your man shit? You got a whole ass female that live inside of you. For the female, what's in you that protect your babies like that? You think that's you? Nah. You have a reckless dude inside of you. Right? The Baphomet is pointing like this. The Star of David got a point up and a point down. Right? For in, you have out. For out, you have in. Right? My shadow side is female. A female shadow side is male. When those two things are in conflict with each other, this is what you have. So on the path to manhood, I must confront the shadow part of me with the female part of me, the mother part of me, the grandmother part of me, the auntie part of me. I must confront that part of me and be in alignment with that part. So to be at war with any woman, any female, is to be at war with myself. The female must control the male that's inside of her. To be at war with the male species is to also be at war with yourself. You know how you know this is true? Because who told you this before? How uncomfortable did it make you feel? Hey, bro, you got a ratchet bitch inside of you. No, nigga, what? Yeah. Truth is ugly. A lie make you feel good. This is the master key system, right? Mastering your urges. The male mastering his anger, right? Mastering the need to copy yourself. The female mastering her jealousy, mastering her need to be more and have attention, right? In order to fully be man, in order to fully be man, if you ain't listened to nothing else, listen to this. In order to fully be man, you must allow the female to practice her alchemy independent of you. Your manhood is not based on interdependence with the female. She must go on her path. She must be independent of you, want you, but not need you. I know that's tough. If you get triggered when they say they don't need a man, you at a low state, because what you're thinking about is extinction. What you're thinking about is survival. But the more they become independent of you, the more you have space to rise in manhood. You should not want to be needed, because that takes her off her path and her journey, and you cannot be her purpose. You cannot be the thing that she's doing. You can't be that. Mm-mm. In order for the female to rise in womanhood, you gotta learn to protect yourself. You gotta learn to provide for yourself, right? You have to learn to provide for yourself. You have to learn provision over you. The male don't owe you shit. Your pussy ain't a prize. If y'all have sex, it's same. Don't get it twisted, right? It ain't, oh, no. For you to rise in womanhood, he got to go his own way. His concern cannot be to provide for you. His concern cannot be to protect you. You got yourself. Just like he cannot focus on being needed, you can't need him. Want him, can't need him. That's male and female. Now, here's the thing. Go back to the beginning. I said being a man and a woman is a choice. You do not have to choose this path, right? The male and female, you have agency. But just understand, if you do not do the work, then you'll be on the life and death loop, right? You might be a female. Oh, I like my man providing for me. I can do that. Cool. Do that shit. Stay like that. Stay like that, right? Just understand that it's a life and death hamster wheel. And if you do this again, right, because you didn't do the work, when you cycle back here, you're going to be at a lower state of female than you are now, right? If you a man or a male and you like the female pregnant and barefoot, you like her needing you, cool. You can stay like that, right? You don't want to give that up, or you don't want to give her, or you don't want her to have options and agency, or right? You don't want to know that it's more dudes with more money than you, a bigger slong than you. You don't know. You want to be the one. Cool, bro. You can. But understand that you'll be on the life and death loop, cycling back and forth until you get it. But you may come back at a lower state of male than you are now. The master key system is a system to unlock the true you. The true you is not your glamour, love. The true you is not your car, bro, or your job, right? It's not followers. It's not none of this, right? The true you is this thing that is on the inside that has unlimited potential. And you'll be surprised how far it can take you, right? It doesn't have an age. It doesn't depreciate. It just needs your attention so it can wake up, right? So do your best to to be in areas where you are challenged. Do your best to walk away from anybody telling you, oh, it's the female, it's the woman, it's the male, it's the man. That is not the occult. I'm telling you, because there ain't no bias in the mystery school, right? The gender war is nothing but an internal conflict of states struggling to know each other. The gender war is a war with self, right? It's just a war with self. And we don't want a war with ourselves because it's a war that we can't win. If you heard anything that I said tonight and you would like an accountability partner and you would like someone to help you walk the path, go ahead and scan the QR code and put yourself on the calendar, and you and I will connect. Please don't be at war with yourself, right? Please, please, please understand that you're on a path, right? But are you on the right one, right? And the right one is a path that you can't see without, it's not on the outside of you, it's on the inside of you, right? And make sure you don't get caught up in frivolous battles and frivolous wars, because the real war is mind versus mind, right? Everything else is peanuts, so please never get caught in it. Oh, much respect to you, even if you wish me the opposite. I promise sooner or later we will all see who the prophet